The show, literally giving a quick shout out to the one and only Baba Yao. Come on, R.I.P. May rest in peace. Shout out to kids saying we shouldn't say R.I.P., but we're still gonna use the what we know. R.I.P. May our father in Kenya rest in peace, Manze. But welcome to another beautiful episode of the Tubonge Show, right here on the media of the 21st century. It is exactly 44 minutes past 4. Numerological numbers, come on, 444. Wishing you money, everything good.
Yes.
You know, everything good. No debts, no more debts, stuff like that. We need to live and enjoy what we've been working hard for. Like, please. But welcome to Tubonge. This is where we get to discuss different conversation of what is happening in our country, Africa, literally your country. Depends where the news is coming from. And of course, feel free to also engage with us on the comment section. In case you are with us on YouTube, if you're on the network, go to the show page. Leave your comments over there. Of course, I'll be checking out. And in case you're on the radio, karibu sana. You'll be catching this on a replay as well. Feel free to leave your comments behind. Once again, my name is Joby. We got Shmani and Iwaton in the building as well. Karibuni sana.
Thank you so much. Look on the lights.
Yeah.
So bright.
So bright. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Karibuni sana, beautiful people. Welcome to the Tubonge Show. And of course, we're about to have energetic, empowering conversations. Keep it locked. My name is Shmani.
Period.
Welcome to the show family. My name is Iwaton Langori. I hope you're having quite a week. Sad news this morning, but I hope you're having a good day. Welcome to the show.
Karibuni, how you guys doing?
Good.
How's your week so far?
Peaceful.
Yeah.
Mine is amazing. Yeah.
Can't complain too. Feeling better today than yesterday. Was really feeling shitty, Jana. But again, quick recovery to the one and only Kamlesh. Hope he gets better. And hope we see him tomorrow or very soon in the studio. But yeah, for those who are tuning in, let us know how is the day going. For in the 254, we're mourning Raila Bana. I wish we can share images of what is happening also through our screen. But I'll be sharing some, of course, on YouTube for those who are tuned in as we get to see how people are mourning Raila. How are you guys feeling?
About it?
Yes.
You guys look amazing, by the way.
You too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Fly.
Glamorous.
I know, like it's like a lot of thighs.
It's the fire, baby. Literally.
A lot of thighs. I was like, what's been happening?
It would have been a lot of
A lot of
times.
thighs.
New era.
Literally.
That's so sad. How are you guys feeling about Raila's situation before we get into what the media, the blogs are writing, the current situation? How are you guys feeling? Because of course we're the first people to report this in the morning.
Yeah, it was shocking in the morning, literally, because I saw it like 2 minutes later after, because Cyprian is the one that wrote it and it went viral. So I said like 2 minutes later, and I'm like, does it really make sense, or we might be spreading? I even told you what on the side because I couldn't believe, like, they're just things like, of course people die. I was even telling her, but there are ones that you're not ready for. You know, it just shocks you. I'm like, what? That could happen. You know, nobody was ready for. I was even telling you what on the side. Hebu check his story. Lakini tuiseme ama tungoje kwanza tuone. A lot of people posting. And then like 10-15 minutes later we started seeing people posting. And then I was like, oh, it's true, let us tell. But it was like, you could tell the mood changed. Personally, my mood just went kidogo. Yeah, like a little bit. I feel, and I was even asking you, and we were actually saying it's a face yenye tumeona for a very long time. You know? Even as a human being, he might not have been, and this is my thought about it, he might not have been the best politician because now we know better, of course, you know. But a lot of people were on the dark on that. So he was, however much he was he might be bad at something, he was still a good father, a good friend to people. In fact, a very great mentor to a lot of politicians, you know, a lot of young people. And that is what we celebrate him for, literally. Unajua. And I was even telling you that that people would remember you for how you made them feel, and what you left. That's true. The Odingas, I don't think, is a name that is easier to forget and be forgotten easily. It's like the Kenyatas, you know, even without Jomo, the Kenyatta name still stands, you know. And I feel like that is what is gonna happen. He's been in politics for years and years and years, even before we were born, and you know, until his death. So I feel like it's confusing in a way. Of course, there's that feeling to like, wow, yani umsa ameenda. There's still that in yani umsa anaenda. Yani umsa anaweza dedi. Unajua? That's where I'm at. Like literally. Yani I'm dedi. That's where I'm at. Like kwa roho yangu sijui na feel aje, but I'm just like, wow, shock. Yeah, for me it's still shock.
You know what? I'm very, very sad. I didn't know why. It was very automatic. Literally, even knowing his agenda since he started learning about it. But still it was very sad, and my conclusion was because since I was little I've seen my parents actually accolading him, watching him on the news. My dad was actually a rally person during politics. Yes, nice. Not as in the rally, like during politics, and maybe if there actually is a place you can go see the likes of Kibaki. I remember the time Kibaki was fighting. My pops carried me along. I was so young. Oh my god. And we definitely know the late Raila Odinga was supporting Kibaki, right? So he was, my pops was always on his side, and I know up to now. So I've grown up to actually see him every time in the house during politics or news. They'll always talk about such individuals. Maybe that's why. And the fact that, as you say, is like supernatural for him to be loved. Some people are just easy to love.
That's true. Some people are easy to love. No matter how people portray them, like you just like there's a side you see that you're like, me, I don't give a shit about what other people are saying. Okay, for me, being honest, the first thing when I opened my eyes, that was the first thing nilionyeshwa. Like Nikolai, because I just woke up around 9. I was so sleepy today. Then waking up kitu ya kwanza naonyeshwa kwa simu, before even touching my phone, Raila is dead. I'm like, what? That was on Passion. The moment I saw it on Passion, I was like, wow, this is real. Then looking at people's status, no, Raila, like, god damn. Not really shocked, being honest, because I feel like there's one thing I learned, especially after my mom's death. I'm just from telling you. As much as no one saw this coming, we had news about it. We had, this is a week ago when we had Raila is hospitalized, and the rumors were not also clear whether he's sick, and people waited for him to release a statement. But I think the party or his party literally walitoa a statement confirming that he is hospitalized or something. Skumbuki, not really sure of the details, but the rumors began last week. That is what I know. I'm not really feeling any type of way, being honest. Again, going back to the reality of death, it's an illusion. But I was telling Keith, we can't just say as much as it's an illusion. It does affect people. Their loved ones, of course, are feeling it. That's why you can hear even the other people outside demonstrating. They're feeling. The people are really feeling it. The people are going nuts about it for real. I've seen the images, the videos of people screaming, crying. Kwanza kuna mazisho tu ujirusha, wajaluo na waluya tu na wanajirusha, ulie, dramatic crying.
I've seen like supporters, the ones from the ones who actually talk to Moja, they wame faint out. wakina Nuru, the faint wamepelekwa DOC and stuff like that. Yeah. So he was really loved because I saw the first one ni huko kwetu at my mom's. I was even telling you let me call my mom's because wamefunga. Like literally the shops have been closed and all that, and they're mourning in the streets, and I know my mom. She's part of that shit. Like literally, I can
Your mom is there?
I can tell.
Oh my god.
I know, because I've also been brought from that type when you nasema like kama hao wanakuja tunaenda wote. Like it was a mass. Yeah, my pops was like so high on that.
I'm certain I can't find my dad, I can't find my sister, none. Hakuna mtu naweza pata, and I'm so sure kuna mtu familia yetu gives a shit.
For real.
Both.
Like sisi kwetu, I think it was like I definitely can feel, and I'm gonna confirm this with you tomorrow. I'm gonna call my mom. And I'm so sure she's part of that shit. Like literally, even during demonstrations.
I know. She was there.
One time during I remember as kids when they were post-election violence. So my mom has a shop, right? So now these are times things are going crazy, mostly in South Nyanza. So my sa tushai kwa wote kwa nyumba, nobody's out. And then my dad is calling my mom. Where are you? Uko happy? She's in Teja. My dad sasa ako. Not just the guns and everything. Why you can just feel the tension in the house. You can't even talk to him. He's like, probably your mom is just dead somewhere else. And then my mom calls like 1 hour later. Itiniaje? Mimi niko town maandamano. Like mimi si tulitolewa kwa mashops twende tuandamane, nikaenda na watu, lakini sasa niko kwa rafiki yangu tumejificha huko. So I'm definitely so sure, because hao ni wale wa mama watao, unajua wale wa soko, like watu wote wa chama wakuje wote, tokeni wote muende. So I'm definitely sure kama jaenda, because right now she's old, so I don't know about it, but I'm so sure she's part of the mourning or whatever. I was calling my brother, and it's like people are just mourning around in the whole city. My sister was like, I'm in school, but I feel like tension equals. So in South Nyanza, it's a lot all the way from Migori, because I have family distributed. My sister is on her status and me post, like a lot of people. So every town, I think mostly in South Nyanza, I've seen people going to mourn. So
the whole of Kisumu, literally a bit really outside. Also some part of Western Luya, because those are the same people. Literally, they have so much unity and love for Raila. But I was saying personally, I feel like when it comes to death, especially after I lost my mom, and I remember someone told me this once, especially after I lost my mom. And remember, the moment you shazika the most important person, you'll never be affected by any other person's death. And I thought it was a lie, for real. Like if I hear, even I think 2023 when I had my aunt was dead, I expected to be really, really affected, because she was one among the closest relatives we had, and I grew
up. Were you close to her?
Very, very close.
Not
actually.
as a child, even during when she was dying.
Very close. This someone who could call me, Kwaje, like every time checking up on me checking up on her, because she got sick, I think, when I was in primary, paralyzed. So just growing up in Malza High School, bado tukiendanga to Christmas or like kuntembelea tu, she's in that position of tu unyonge. So after death, you know, looking at someone when they are alive and they are sick, you're like very, you want them to be okay. But after death, I felt kind of relieved, being honest, because I was like, you really suffered so much. I think it was just time. Some deaths, I feel like they're just worth it, especially when someone is going through pain. Like you just feel like achana tu na wao wa dead, because I was even telling you what one personally, before we even get into the Raila situation, if people won't say or start saying that ameuliwa, the same thing happened to me. When my mom died, I was very sure. Very sure, I led to the point I wanted to confront people. Mulimdunga shindano ya kudedi, sindio? Muliona nasafa sana mkona mfanye hivi, sindio? And then looking at it, Nicole, like even if it happened, it was for our own best for him, because she was in so much pain, which was so like utaki kumuona hivyo, you know? So I was not really affected, but I do love Raila, being honest. I loved Raila, being honest, as an opposition or as a funny person, not as an opposition for not bringing any changes, but because he can pull crowds. He has numbers. So you can see this drama now, the tension in the country. So you know, it's because of the love. He could pull crowds. People are gonna do things to just.
You know how it takes to have such influence.
Exactly.
What?
And it's been constant.
It's been constant ever since for the past 30 years, if we can say so. Because he's tried being in politics 5 times, being the president 5 times, and all presidents have taken like 10 years each.
I know.
So that's 50.
And that's why
For
they
the last 50
consider
years.
opposition.
Yeah, 50 years. Imagine. So you can actually tell it's been active for 50
so
goddamn
true.
years.
Yeah.
And that's why they always considered him if any president or wants to vie for presidency. The needed
Yeah.
Raila.
Yeah,
The
they
influence,
do.
I think.
Yeah.
But I also feel before we get into now the blogs and what they are reporting, also what the current president has said regarding the mourning. I feel like also this is going to change a lot of politics. Like the politics game is about to change
It is.
completely. I remember I was having a discussion in the morning before I give you a chance with Asano and the gang, telling them like, if not a Babu, who else do we know on this ODM party?
Not
As
a babu,
Babu
Those are
Owino.
two different
Oh, a Babu. Kuna
Yeah,
Babu na-
yeah, those are
Oh, there's a Babu Namwamba
Yeah,
and
there's
a
a Babu,
Owino.
yeah.
So Babu Owino to be
Yeah.
precise, because
Yeah.
yes, he has a little bit of influence, especially during the Gen Z's protest. Remember,
Yeah,
he had
sure.
our back.
Yeah.
But now, in the middle of all this, we've also seen Raila shifting, and he was supporting the 2-term. You know, hakukuwa mtu wa 1-term anymore. He shifted and came back. Because remember, even the time when he shifted and they shook hands as they always do. Sikia mkarao. Oh no, it's about to get bad. Yeah, those are cops.
Hope they don't start the doing
Oh, it's gonna be cute. Because people like that too. So the moment ushaonyesha mshaleta gari za nimeona actually the unakwanga na hizi za jeshi wamepanda hivi juu.
Yes,
When I was just
wow.
down. And down ndo kuja kuanza kushoot. So
Yeah,
they want to
they
calm
don't.
the situation down probably. I hope it doesn't get bad as always. But
it is bad.
yeah, it is bad. So I'm saying it's going to change a lot of politics. Already you can see it by day one.
Yeah.
So you can imagine now if especially, and this is now tribalism being involved. Because again, Raila has always ruled tribalistically. We gotta be very factual with this. He has ruled tribalistically as an opposition. Most of his followers are Luos. As much as you might have maybe other tribes, trust me, bet it's a few. Because every politician actually has a way of carrying their own people. Look at Gachagua.
That's it,
And look
yeah.
at
Oh my
Gachagua.
gosh, yeah.
Gachagua has a crazy
It's
influence.
always a
Look at
regional
also-
politics.
yeah, if you look at how he was taken qua airport, that shows you like
Yeah.
each these people were, so long as washaelewa the game is just you need to understand how to pull your numbers, but also works tribalistically
Yeah,
mostly.
I agree.
So the fact that now I don't know if the ODM was dissolved. No, we don't have an ODM
It
party
was
anymore.
actually just shattered.
It's
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah.
It's still there. It wasn't dissolved. What happened is when Baba took sides
With the
with
card,
them, there are people in with the current
Oh, like what?
UDA. There are people who in ODM who still stood by no.
ODM,
So it was like two ways, but
Okay.
it is not dissolved because he was still the active ODM leader.
opposition.
Yeah.
That's nice. So this means now we're gonna have to need a new opposition, which we already have. Mind you, we have Gachagua,
Right.
we have Madakarua, if you look at the influence, we have Gachagua currently as the top standing opposition against the UDA party.
That's true.
So of course this is a Kikuyu party looking
Yeah.
at it too. The way
Absolutely.
they're being, you can even if you listen to his speeches,
Most
mostly
definitely.
Gachagua is just talking kama una watu wa mountain, the mountain people are the
Yeah,
Kikuyu
Mount
people.
Kenya
Why are you
region.
not saying if you don't have the Kenyan numbers? Because even today there's a video I was listening to sijui na alikuwa, I don't know, there's a video someone was playing but I was in the kitchen. Then I heard he was saying Raila sijui akikufa sijui watu wa mountain sijui, I mean everything is just tribalistically. For them is everything is tribal. I remember when he went to the States, one of the youth stood up akamwambia wewe una tribalism sana. You're a tribal person and this is the type of things we're trying to change as a generation because you've been pushing agendas based on tribalism so they can work on your favor. So politics is about to change drastically. This is my prediction. 2027 still, as I predicted, it's gonna now be worse. Number one, the Luos would need someone to present them. The question is who? If you look at Babu Owino, he's not someone looking for a presidential seat yet. He's looking for the governor's seat.
Governmental seat.
Yeah, governor.
Still not a strong.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Apparently, don't know how.
No,
why.
it's still not because Joby it steps. It steps
Baby
because
steps,
it steps because Babu Owino is not also like. is loud. He has the courage, but
yeah, because of his
you
loudness.
you can see a younger Raila. You
yeah,
can see
that's
a younger
right.
Raila through him,
Absolutely.
but is he capable? And this is just my opinion. Is he capable of the presidential seat yet? I don't think so. But a gubernatorial seat or gubernatorial seat, I definitely think he's capable of that. So it goes like that. I'm like a minister. He could be a CS. If not a governor, he's very capable of being a CS. And after that, then we can definitely talk about Babowino being the president. But 2027, are we confident for him to actually sit for that? Not really. So I feel like, and I definitely agree with you, it's chaos. Already it was chaos who was actually to replace Raila. It's been there for a very long time in the party. People tried to nominate his brother, Oburu Odinga. There's been fights in ODM, literally inside the party. There was Sifuna, who was the Secretary General of ODM, and he was against it. You know, so there's been like, who is going to replace? It's been a fight that has been going on for ever since he lost, because angesimama this year. Ever since he lost for the past 3 years, it's been like nani ata take over, and there's been also Joho, who people have actually been trying to nominate as the one to be a party leader. Party leader, I'm just not like party leader, you get, and all that. So it's been an indoor fight, and I feel like for the Luo, this is going to like dissolve a lot of things, because Luos have actually been opposition for a very long time. Unaget, and now wanataka kusimamisha mtu wao, because hakuna mtu wao mwenye ako hapo juu. Unaget, so ni yo cradle for who's gonna be, and we know how Kenyan politics move, which is sad. They move with regions. Unaget, sasa mtu wetu yuko hapo, Waluya wako represented, Wakamba wako, Wakale wako represented, sasa ni nani wao wako hapo? So it's going to be an issue. And also know, if they nominate the first person, that person is not Raila, he will not come and talk to Kalonzo. You get, this guy had so much, but he will not come and talk to Martha and tell her, Martha, come down, come and join us. Unajua, the way Raila could, because Raila would go anywhere, atenda coast na mbie Joho. Alafu sasa saizi mwenye anataka kuleta, ndio anataka kunachoiwa into Raila. So you get, it's gonna be like chaotic all over, and I feel like that is just the end of the ODM era for me. I feel like that's just the end of ODM, like the strong ODM that we knew. This might be just the start of the end of the era for me. So so it's going to be crazy politically. It's literally it's an end of an era. It's an end of an era and a start of a new era. Which is very true. So I think right now, after the morning, what most of the people are gonna be concerned, like you said, is who's gonna be now the standing ODM leader. Which of course also we have to be very careful, because the supporters are just crazy. But as we get into the blogs and what they have to say, shout out to K Williams as well with us in the building. I see literally at the barber shop people are saying it's chaotic already for Masai Lodge, so they have to shut down the barber shop, because if you can see the cops, you can hear the cops, definitely it's about to go down. And wanaenda wapi kwenye tu, exactly. And then the youth like this shit somehow. I don't know why. The youth like the back and forth. Me, I said it's gonna happen. No one believe. I said the moment I just saw that Jenny morning, it's not gonna be a morning, it's gonna be a demonstration. It's not a morning. Ruto is worried. Ruto is worried because exactly now it's a one term. Because Raila, mind you, that's what I'm saying. Raila had come back to UDA, pushing the 2-term whole thing. That's what was kind of Wajaluo ametulia kidogo. And also it was easy for him now to bring delegations on state house, like what he was doing, paying people 10,000 Kenyan shillings to say 2-term. So uta convince akina nani? Na Raila doesn't. He's not there. Na kuna mwenye ameoldio power kuambia watu. That's what I'm saying. Hakuna hata ukika nani. Kuna mwenye ataoldio power kama Raila na kuambia watu. Ama ende ambie Joe huko coast. Joho
it's gonna
take unadhani Babowino akienda kuambia Joe atamsikia hivi?
Hata mwenye atapop, it's gonna take time for people to listen to them.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god. It's about to get chaotic in Kenya. Bet sure. 2027. Catch me in Zanzibar. I'll be reporting live, Black on Fire, from Zanzibar. Mimi ni party hapo. Umechukua kura?
Have you?
No. Hell no. I've said I'm gonna die without taking a voter's card. Unless we really have true change, and I'd like the leader who's currently, let's say, like Ibrahim Traore, and I want him to come back in power again, type shit I'll do. But with people like Ruto, I'm never taking a voter's card. And the fact it's not illegal, like, who's gonna come arrest me? Have you taken a voter's card?
I'm gonna take.
You're gonna take? Have you ever voted?
Not yet.
So it's gonna be your first time? Okay.
Yeah,
you?
it will be my first time.
You too? You're gonna vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm gonna be around, I will vote.
Good luck to you guys. I'm not voting. I'm here to report. I'm just here to read the information. Bucky Williams says that the president who died over there in Kenya is not a president. It's a prime minister. It's our former prime minister, and of course an aspiring presidential candidate who has been for decades, and as well the greatest opposition we've had, I'd say, in Kenya. You know, very loved by the people. Apart from the things he's not achieved, he's been a man naturally loved by the people. But he also asked that who has no good who has done no good. I'm proud of you, Joe. Okay. What one you need to stop your madness? What's up, Liz? What madness?
Who's that?
K. Williams. What madness? What
are you
madness
talking about?
You said Iwaton and Shmani, you need to stop your madness.
No, you said Iwaton, you need to stop your madness. What's up, Lizzie? I gotta get back to the black job.
Your madness? What do you mean?
K. Williams.
He's just K. Williams.
Like, I don't even know you.
He's a poker. He's a poker. He's gonna get to you.
Okay.
He's like a germ mosquito.
He's too much. Don't go there.
But he also says, Joby, read my statement so I can go back to bye. Alright, thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, but as we go back to literally what Ruto
is it the one called KO on TikTok?
Keith, yeah.
On TikTok, something K?
Yeah, and Keith on K. Williams on the WhatsApp.
On TikTok, what's
K-Rock. K-Rock.
That's him. Yeah, it's him.
Why?
I've been seeing his comments on my page.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been like, I just get this black off. I told me, stop listening to Cardi B. I was like, that must be like that must be a black on fire.
Anakuanga hivyo. He's a poker.
Okay.
He's a poker, but a good friend. Trust me, a very good person. But yeah, I'm gonna start before we get to Ruto, what he had to say. Of course, I was waiting for this man's speech. Actually, the moment I heard Raila was dead, there's always the top #1 Raila supporter who's always very loud. You know him? Die Hard. Almost 1 hour. Of course, he had something to. This has been the die hard of Raila.
Okay. The one who was the politics in Umoja Jacaranda.
He wants politics.
Si wanakuanga na nini naitwa bunge. The bunge parliament, the one ya watu.
For them.
Yeah, for them. Yeah, inakwanga kwa barabara. So they mix there, they discuss.
Yeah, they're talking. They have media too.
Yeah, they have even their own media. It's
and
crazy.
And
our whole imagine.
And a speaker.
Yeah. Yes, with normal people.
I like this. You know, this is what we should be having.
Yeah, they have like, and it's supposed to be like that. They are bunges. Ni venye tu we don't use the one here. Hata kwetu uko home kuna bunge ya watu. Oh. Yeah, there are bunges everywhere. Ni venye tu watu wasitumii. They're not as loud as them.
We have one.
I think there's a bunge. People just don't know about it. Yeah. Unakumbuka like when Kasmul was talking to watu anaenda kwa places. Ilikuwa mabunge. The small bunges in the villages. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's listen to Omosh Hawa, what he had to say.
Ni uchungu zaidi.
Let me share the video with those of us. Man is expressing the you can feel it. Now what a fire so scary, keep up. I know. What a fire we feel, man.
Na ni uchungu kwetu zaidi kuliko nyinyi. Juu tumepoteza mtu kubwa. Mungu tunajua kifo hiko, lakini Mungu unaomba mtu onga Raila bado. Raila amekufa. Ni uchungu zaidi na ni uchungu kwetu zaidi kuliko baba ongea mali huko, ongea baba, ongea Kenya mnyamaza, baba ongea kidogo, baba ongea Agwambo, baba ongea Jacob, ongea kitu tu, watasikie. Baba, ongea.
Jacob is Jatela, like chairman.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That's
Jacob.
Jacob chair.
Okay.
Ongea kitu. Raila, Agwambo, ongea kitu. Baba, Kenya imenyamaza vibaya. Kenya iongei. Kenya imenyamaza. Baba, say something. Hey.
Yeah, so that is one of his die-hard supporters. Shout out to him.
You remember Nurukan, the one that went to Obina when Alibeyali? Then that went to school after kwa hiyo bunge. Nurukan, like nani alimpea 100k akanyamaza kwa show ya Obina.
Oh yes.
Sudi, you remember that guy? Yeah. Faint tao. He was also kwa hii bunge, like super loud on it. Yeah.
That's super crazy. But apart from that, we also have, of course, Ruto, President William Ruto, who earlier today said that declared a 7-day period of national mourning, during which the Kenyan flag will fly half mast and in honor of Raila Odinga. So I couldn't find the full video, and which of course is not gonna make sense. I wish I could see his body language to tell a lot. You know, the body language.
I've seen the pictures though. You've seen the pictures when he was at Raila's home in Kare.
No,
with the wife this morning. Yeah, this morning they went there. Him, Mudavadi, Milio Jambo, Governor Homa Bay, Gladys Wanga, and a lot of politicians just kwa hiyo how. You could see the pictures are at, I think it's not Tuko. It's at Odia Mzalendo, Azimio TV and stuff like that. Yeah, so I saw them just giving their call very early in the morning, immediately, like around 9 walikuwa huko, you know, and stuff like that. Amekaa, you can see him just talking to Ida on the other side and stuff like that. Na kila mtu amejam kwa hiyo picha, like hakuna mwenye like tu watu tu wamejam yani.
It's a sad day. I feel like especially for the people who worked close to them. You know, cause kuna putting sometimes work aside, kuna ile kukua close na mse. You'll feel the absence, literally. There's maybe an impact also this person did put in your life. That also is gonna affect you. Like kama si yeye singekuwa hivi, kama si yeye, kama ni yeye juu yake niko, you know, like different things. There's an impact, of course, like you said at the beginning. He has put in different people and politically, and
I saw also Joe's speech. On Twitter, on Instagram he has posted and stuff like that. He was talking about how he held him down when nobody knew him. He says he believed he says stuff like he saw what I couldn't see by then. I was just a young man, and he held me down. He's not just a leader, but also like a father figure for me and stuff like that. So reading that, I was just like, I believe he's been a father figure to a lot of people in politics, a lot of young aspirants. You see, watu kama wenye hata watu wako na minia kina Kasmuel, unajua watu kama watakuwa na impact like on him so much politically. However much tutakuwa tunaona on our end, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a really sad day. Like hata saisikia venye kumenyamaza hapa. Just you can read the environment.
It's about to get chaotic because wanaenda wakirudi. Na wanafika Masailojo wakirudi. Just I was recording. I was just from the aku record. Daga kidogo Ruo so shares the video wamefika huko already. So
because even in the morning nikiwa huko alikuwa
it's gonna get chaotic. If not today, also maybe siku ya mazishi. You know, it's gonna be bad. And I was actually thinking, I don't know what's their procedure of burial. I bet that's also what they are planning. If they should put him somewhere public where everyone can go view his body, because if I feel like if they deny that, it's gonna bring a lot of chaos personally. Yeah. The influence again, we look at the influence that he has. I feel like it's only right if his body either inakuwa kwa stima inakaushwa because hizi kaa kwa jua the whole day. So if they can do that and then just put him in a place where publicly people can go view his body respectfully, that would be really, really something very good. And I do believe that would be a very easy way of sending him off, because the supporters will feel included. I don't know if it makes sense,
but it's also the family has to decide.
Absolutely. That's true. That is so true. But if come on wajanja of hivyo, you trust me, people, again, Kenyans are capable of anything. We've seen that. Watu wanaweza chukua manganya, gari ziende tu Kisumu or whatever they're gonna buy. And they will. That's so true. And they will. And they will. And it's gonna be so bad again if you just deny people the access of seeing this body. Oh, it's only family. It's not gonna be nice, man. Trust me, it's gonna be very chaotic. Raila carries a whole million of people.
Because even like his home and his wife are in care.
Now
acha hiyo wako hapa Kisumu Karen. They're not in Bondo. His home was filled in Bondo in the morning. It was already filled, like in his compound, watoko inje, unadhani ni mandama, like
on
it was
fence,
on the fence,
everywhere.
and that is not even where he was living currently, you know, and stuff like that. So everywhere had an influence. It's gonna get crazy. And you know, the Odingas hold enough of Kisumu. It's just like the
that's crazy, that's also something else.
Yeah, so like the whole of the
Kisumu yote, the whole of Western, Waluya, maybe a bit of, I don't know, after Western kuna.
And you know, people confuse. People think Kisumu. Crazy thing, people think Kisumu is Nyanza. Kisumu is not Nyanza. I know. Like that's what people get confused. Because I think that's what you're saying.
Nyanza is in Kisumu.
Kisumu is in Nyanza. Kisumu is not Kisumu Nyanza. Is in Nyanza. Yeah. Kisumu is in Nyanza.
Not
like
Nyanza in Kisumu.
They hold the same people, right?
Yeah, it's like Nyanza is like Nairobi.
Yeah.
Unaget?
Okay.
So Nairobi simebeba Embakasi. So Kisumu is just a small, is the main city in Nyanza. There's like Homa Bay, Migori, Suba. There's like Sindo, all that. So it's like a very huge region. But when people say it's Kisumu, they just think like it's the whole thing is Kisumu.
No, I get it.
It's
like it's like Kwawaluya we have Kakamega, Bungoma, Busia.
It's like Kajiado we have Rongai, right?
Yeah.
There's Kitengela, there's Ngong, and you know it's so big.
I get
and
it.
stuff like that.
Well, Kajiado.
So Kajiado, so there's Nyanza.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so people actually say, I'm in Kisumu, but you're like, are you in Kisumu? Because Kisumu is big as hell. Yeah.
Hey,
like that.
Shout out to my grandpa for buying a land in the Western. I don't know, none of that shit. But we also have the former president Uhuru Kenyatta, who gave a statement about, of course, the loss of his friend Raila Odinga, and his message was condolences. Message of condolences from Uhuru Kenyatta following the death of former Prime Minister Honorable Amolo Odinga. He says, and I quote, "My heart is heavy, my spirit is burdened with grief that is both profound and deeply personal. The news of Raila passing has left a silence that echoes across our nation, a silence where once there was a voice that of thunder and conviction." Just like Shmania said, it's a new era, end of an era, and the beginning of new era. It's about to go down. Oh my God.
It's so sad. It's the end of handshake. Alafu
that's true.
The latest handshake.
Oh my God, a lot is going to change. No, a lot is really seriously about to change, because it's going to determine also
in the government.
This is going to determine a lot coming this election. If Ruto is gonna step down, and that goes back to the power of the people, because again Raila carried the power, the number, the voice of the people. As much as in 2024 we were able to demonstrate still without an opposition, still he carried.
Because if his ODM is gone like that, then UDA aina pia Mount Kenya. Also no kina nani, kina Kalonzo have formed their own party again. So it's a lot for this. I mean, look at it from this way. Mungu tu akwantaka umshapo.
And also
the second term.
Because
a lot has happened in this era.
During the campaign, I saw Gachagua going to the Kamba
region.
Also the Kamba County. So they were, in a way, they're kind of like supporting.
Cousins.
Yes,
that's why you say the local cousins.
Yes, because unaona they're forming a party, lakini hiyo party bado imebeba kina Karua wote. So ameshika Ukambani. Unaelewa ameshika. So it's like a new, and then I also saw nani ameshake na Jubilee. And you know Jubilee is Mount Kenya.
Uhuru also.
Uhuru anaitwa nani ameshake na Jubilee. This one from Kisii, huyo alikuwa tunasema kuna potential ya kukuwa president. That was the Matiang'i. Yeah, he did an handshake with Jubilee.
And now Uhuru is coming up, right? Few weeks ago, talking about he was opposing which was
Ruto. So
government.
and they will always
It's
choose
about to
who
go
is Mount
down.
Kenya. They
Oh
will
my
always
God.
choose
That's what I'm saying.
themselves.
Absolutely. But it actually makes sense what you're saying right now. Maybe God.
Yeah, because a lot. Look at it from this. A lot
Yeah.
has happened in era ya Umse.
It's so
Like
true.
literally.
What has
A lot.
Right?
Demonstrations zimekuwa back and forth. Cabinets, watu wametokana. Unaelewa? And then the last person who he was actually holding tight is gone now.
True.
So what is what is the universe trying to tell you? It was not supposed
He's stressed.
to.
Whenever he's stressed, he's not okay. He's trying to make calls, trying to understand the next way forward. And I think he might pull it off too, because about the issue
also.
happening in Mandera.
Also.
Because this man, understanding, I was discussing when I was sick and doing reports from the house. There's a time I was talking about the Mandera situation to escalate before we got in, even in the Ethiopians, the Somalians, and the IDs. We have the Somali soldiers who are on the border. We have the RSF. The RSF, you know, they're the same people.
Yeah.
The same people fighting in Sudan.
He came to Kenya and they had a meeting with Ruto.
Yes. So they're in the border, and the interest is all about how they're gonna. Kenya is supposed to be used for smuggling of resources. Exactly, gold resources. So what has been happening there is, number one, people are getting killed, their lands are being stolen by force, by the same people, by the same soldiers, and now we have the illegal aliens, like we call them sometimes, illegal aliens who are in now coming in Kenya, in the name of Kuvot. During history too, Kuvot, but the same thing that was happening in America, literally. So he might pull it off, because if the country is on a war, the elections will be postponed. We can't hold an election if one of the part of the regions of the country have a war. So the elections might not happen in 2027. And if they happen, they're gonna steal.
But mi naangalia from this position, hata kileta warrior ni watu wenye naangalia from this perspective, warrior si kina Joe. Yeah, na kama wako against him, what will they do? And you know, when politics stands, people go with their people. Absolutely. That's all actually it. Unadhani wakikuja kuambia Zia tusikizi msi warrior wote wamgeuzie.
Exactly.
Wamgeuzie, because saizi hadi hakuna baba mwenye atakuja kuambia hao watu watulie wamsikie. So that's what I'm telling you, it's like a 50-50. We might not be like confident and say he will, but there are chances also now, very strong chances that he might also lose. The confident yenyewe alikuwa nao kisema Umse atachukua tena. However much you are like no, but people are like Umse, this is
I wish it would have happened, sadly. I wish it would have happened close to election. Because in Yoma, watu zaidi, I swear. People would vote. And maybe this is one of the reasons that might push people not to take the voters card too. Because they're saying the target is 6.3 million, but only 20,000 people so far been registered. So it's slow. It's a slow progress of people taking the registration card. But also, Uhuru Kenyatta asked that to me, Raila was more than a political colleague. He was a defined part of my own journey in public services and in life. Raila and I were navigators of opposing currents, charting different courses of the nation we both loved. At some point along that journey, we became political opponents, and often the weight of that competition felt immense. And he continues talking about Baba and all that. But yes, the death of Raila has been felt by the people. But we have one of these ladies who were listening to just a few minutes ago, talking about how she feels people are exaggerating the death, you know, and how she feels why this shouldn't be happening, because why do we have to choose who we mourn and who we don't mourn?
Because of the impact.
Of course.
Mimi nilamkatuka kawaida. The first thing niliona ni damu kila mahali kwenye.
I don't know why if I cued it. I hope I cued it, because I did cue it. Unless it could be potea. I think I've lost it. I think I didn't save it. But yeah, she was talking about how she doesn't feel the need of people mourning Raila Odinga and all that. Let me see if I can get it.
Just as you look and just reacting onto that, I feel like at the end of the day, because pia mimi niliona wengine wameandika one time is like nasema wengine pia there is mixed reaction. As much people loved him, there are people who didn't fuck with him. unajua kuna tu wenye walikuwa like akwende huko unajua and stuff like that, so you can't actually also blame people about they feel. Unajua, I don't think you can blame, but I feel like people are celebrated because of how they made people feel, how the impact they had. Like if you die, people will feel your impact. If you had an impact in somebody's life, people will feel. Politically, he was known, so that's why the country is like that. Unajua, and it's been years and years and years and years. So that's how unapata watu watamon more than maybe somebody who just came as a politician. Unajua, or people like we still mourn Kina Deda and Kimathi up to today. Ask yourself why kifikanga mashujade we remember them every day because of what they did. Unaelewa, and stuff like that. So I feel like it's more of impact rather than people being choosy, but you actually have a stand, of course, to have a right of what you feel like. Unajua hata sasa mtu akisema, cause I feel like it's confusing how much watu wanaweza sema nilikuwa namfilia, but mwingine akiangalia politically atakuwa like lakini umse alikuwa because nimeona statements watu wanasema baba tunakumwona hata kama ulitufilisi. Unajua unajua stuff sky hizo, so it's a mixed reaction. Unasema hapa na tukosea lakini acha tu hapa na alikuwa mtu mzuri and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if I find the video, maybe we might share it tomorrow on the reaction time. But we also have Ida. She's unable to address. Literally, we have videos of her.
I didn't know she was that.
She can't even talk.
Hello? Hello? Listen.
So this shouldn't be the right time to address the nation. They should let her mourn and all that, but I do believe probably it's demand from the people because also the people are in her house. True.
And also Raila wasn't just like a nobody. Unajua, he carried the hearts of a lot of people just for the respect of him, what he would have done. People always say that.
Exactly.
Because I remember when I lost my paps, I didn't want to go to school. I remember that day I could feel he was dying. Like I could feel it in my blood.
You always feel it.
Yeah, I ran out of school that day, and that's the same day he died. I went home for lunch and I was like, something is just telling me something is wrong. Unajua, so I ran home. Nilikuwa boarding. I'm like, why am I going home and stuff like that? And my teachers followed me because like 3 of them. So walipiga kambia, oh babake ni mgonjwa really bad, ako ICU and stuff like that. So they followed me and they sat me down. They were like, you know, your father is so straight. If he finds out, he gets out of that hospital bed and finds out that you skipped school because he was sick, he's not gonna be mad at you only, but I know ataleta vita shule. So I feel like they always use that term, he wouldn't like do this. I feel like it goes back to him. When I relate to it, I'm like, it was more of a voice. So it is just right for them. It's not even respect, but just for his name, unajua, for you to, because you're the closest thing to Raila right now. You're the only person who'd make the country calm. Actually, you're the only people who people will listen to. And right now, she tells people, please let's not fight. People will listen for the respect of Raila. Exactly. I feel like that's why maybe she was giving a speech. Yeah. It's a fact.
Let's see.
Hello? 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 Hebu tutulie kidogo niseme kidogo tu. Pole, you cover the cameras. You cover the media. Poleni sana. Najua nyinyi wote mmeshtuka kwa yale metokea. Hatukutegemea ingekuwa hivi, lakini imeshafanyika. Kwa hivyo mtulie na mimi na
Maliza kitu. Maliza biashara. Maliza. Sasa kila mmoja asalie hapo. Kila mmoja asalie.
She cannot speak.
Yeah, so basically that is what is happening right here in the 254. But as we literally get closer to winding up with our today's conversation, we also have the former TV journalist Kimani Mbogua, who has passed away 2 hours ago as well. We discussed about him, that was last year, I believe, when he first came out and opened up about battling depression. And apart from that, he got a little bit of help, and
Also
like you said, yeah, he was taken to rehab. We saw him doing amazing for some time, then all of a sudden his death has been confirmed this morning. So we don't have much details about his death, but just a quick reminder, if you're going through something, please learn to talk to someone. I was even telling you that on Monday. Learn to talk to people, because personally, if there's a way, personally, I'm speaking from my perspective, if there's a way I've been able to handle things is by opening up. You don't need to, I'm not telling you go talk to strangers and everything, but also if you find a stranger who's listening, trust me, share. It removes a burden in you that you won't understand, but after doing it, that's when you'll understand. You might look crazy talking to people, trying to explain to them what you're going through, but talk about it. Trust me, it helps. Ongea tu na mtu, mfungulie roho, usiaibike. Hata ukiaibika, aibika baadaye, but umejisaidia. Tafadhali.
Problem half shared,
it's half solved.
So you might not have gotten the answer you need, but just quit talk to somebody. It relieves a lot, like it relieves half of it, because now you'd be like nishaitoa.
Exactly.
Even kitu kikuuma tu, like just say it.
You feel lighter.
Because now the burden is not fully yours, you know, and stuff like that. So it's really important. Also, another thing, I think we're talking about it off air when we're saying how journalists go through a lot. It was not the first mental case that actually, there was the other one. Remember the other girl?
Yeah.
When you're on streets.
Yes.
She'd been on TV for a long time.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that, the things they go through. Because I remember Ian Mbugua on TV on KTN. Even she was, but he was young, coming up and all that. I can remember, Kimani Mbugua. Kimani Mbugua. Oh my God. I know there's Ian Mbugua, Kimani Mbugua. And I vividly remember he was so good, outspoken and stuff like that. And then I remember how he started going crazy on TikTok. Like the things he would say, you'd be like, what's wrong with him? Nakumbuka nani akikula difa ya Obina wakamwendea sasa wakaenda kumtafuta. They was laughing. I remember even vividly remember how he started getting better. At the hospital, hadi alikuwa amenona, and stuff like that, and you could feel. They haven't said. I think he died last night. They said he died last night. They haven't actually said what is really happening. But what I also learned is, please check on people. Just check on your friends each and every day. Remember and remind them how much you care for them, how much you love them. Seeing somebody on social media, does not mean people are okay. Unajua eti sina mbona eti amepost. Ayuko sawa, we pigia mtu simu.
It might be a photo for last year.
For last year, just check check on people, tell people you care for them. Don't be embarrassed to tell somebody you love
even
and
though they
appreciate
don't say it
them.
back.
Exactly. Just tell them I appreciate you. Learn, but that means something that sometimes I go into my and I just like text everybody. I'm like, you cared, and I see you and stuff like that. And I use this as an experiment. Remember that day I was saying I want to try it on just men and see how much men are not appreciated. And I texted all the men on my contacts, even the ones that I rarely talk to. And the response I got was like, oh my God, I just needed to hear this. I've been going through a lot. I just needed, and it was like a test. And I just remembered we've lost touch. We've lost the human touch. Because we are so much into the internet. We are so much on social media. We think just because, and you don't know how people struggle so much. So appreciate people. Learn to tell them how much you care for them. Just by saying how much you care for them, hata kangekuwa na go through shit, unaweza pata amefungua roho kuambia by the way hiki kitu imekuwa ikinifanyikia, na unaweza pata tu wewe ndio ulifaa kumsave from that situation.
And people might also like be super glammed up. You feel like, but she's okay. But also like that glamming up might be therapeutic to them
to get
but
out of
also
the same
it's not what they really need. They need a human connection.
I agree.
And you're like, oh, she's living her best life, or she's doing, but not really. Honestly, when they sit down and actually start talking to you, you're like, oh my God, you're like, I thought wrong. So if you're someone who's actually not very forgetful, even just paste it on your reminders. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday I'm gonna call this person. Tuesday I'm gonna call this person. Wednesday I'm gonna call this person. And it becomes something super, super habitual. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Oh my God, in town it's so chaotic. Watu wanaibiwa hadharani tu. Mtu amenyang'anywa bike hivyo tu.
Yeah, kuna niliona kwa Nimrod mwingine alikuwa anajaribu kuibua gari.
Okay, that's not cool.
Msichana walikuwa jaribu kumibia gari, si video Nimrod's live because he was live on his stories amepost aje anasema mbona venye wao walikuwa jaribu kubia msichana gari. Imagine gari.
It's not cool, guys. Honestly.
It's not.
People are turning morning, not alluding.
It's sad. I hope this teaches us something as well. As much as you're gonna acquire a new maybe opposition or something, you can't keep on being in the same system of always demonstrating and going to steal. You deserve better. Tafuta kazi mjinga sana.
Siku utapatikana ujue tu sikia mwizi utakuna ile watu unafanya lakini sikia yako kama mwizi. You'll be caught because unaribia watu nyana mourn. People are genuinely mourning. People are in mourn. Unajua are in mourning. Inanikumbusha time ya demonstration and we could tell people the other time, President, you can see there is a difference between demonstrators and wezi. So let's actually learn the difference. Tusikuwa tunaitaita tu watu ovyo ovyo tunakuja kuliwa innocent people. Imagine mtu alitoka tu asubuhi kwenda kufungua biashara yake, umemwibia. Mwingine alifunga duka yake, umemwibia. As if you are mourn. It is sad.
Stop it.
Shame on you.
Stop it, honestly.
This is crazy, but much love, family. This is where we come to the end of today's conversation. Now we have, this is what I'm telling you, politics is about to take a new turn. So of course tunakumbuka pia Boniface Mwangi said he's gonna vie for a presidential seat. So we consider that as an opposition as well. So if we see him aspiring or trying to take the position of Raila, I will not be shocked. But much love, have yourselves a beautiful day, and as we wind up, Joe Mushiri and our Kumbusha, don't forget more than 100 young Kenyans have died trying to make Kenya better for the last 2 years. So you go there out there trying to cause chaos, and it's not for trying to make Kenya better.
Back to back. He's just been showing people how people be whatever people have been going through. Don't forget that. Reminding people.
Yeah. So much love. Have yourselves a beautiful rest part of your Wednesday. For me, doesn't end here. See you guys tonight on the Africa Today show. But tomorrow we have more conversation popping up. But peace and love and unity. It's very important, Manze. Right now we don't have unity in Kenya. It's about to be chaotic. Leo ni leo. Leo ni leo.
Lero ni lero. Lero